Okay, what the is going on with food right now? This is literally 93.7. It's all organic or whatever, all grass-fed for $10.49 a pound. That's ridiculous. Even down here for $85.15, it's more. It's $11.50. You know that's organic or whatever. But still, you have 96.4 for $8 a pound. What the going on?
Can somebody tell me why these chicken wings $30.80 for 10 of them? I might as well go to a restaurant and purchase them already cooked and clean and everything. I thought he said he was going to reduce grocery prices. The lies they tell.
Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down, and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again.
Yeah. And inflation is back. I'm only here for 2.5 weeks.
That was January.
Inflation is back.
For a week.
No, think of it. Inflation's back, and they said, "Oh, Trump inflation." I had nothing to do with it.
What makes Donald Trump so special?
Oh my goodness, his honesty, his bravery.
Donald Trump, you think he's a very honest guy?
Oh, he's horrifically, wonderfully honest.
Horrifically honest.
And wonderfully honest.
Trump attracted you so much?
Well, like a lot of other people say, he's a businessman. He would run the country like a business, right? And he wasn't sullied by the politics.
Obama had a big part of 9/11.
Which part?
Not being around, always on vacation, never in the office.
Why do you think Barack Obama wasn't in the Oval Office on 9/11?
That I don't know. We'd like to get to the bottom of that.
What about what happened on January 6th? What do you think what happened there? January 6th,
The election day?
No, Election Day was back in November.
I don't even know what.
Do you know about January 6th?
No.
So when I say January 6th, that means just...
Nothing. I don't know.
That's just a day to you?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the insurrection attempt at the Capitol?
No.
So there's nothing Barack Obama could do to prove that he was born here?
If there was maybe witnesses that were attendants at his birth.
Like his mother? Would you listen to his mother?
No. She has motivation to lie.
So you don't trust Donald Trump's birth certificate either?
Yeah, because he's been here forever.
Well, how do you know? But what's your proof?
Well, his parents and...
But they're biased. I'm talking about like people who could be in the room.
Why would they be biased?
Well, like, I'm just using your logic against you.
Okay.
And what's your source?
Just Facebook or Twitter. I mean, everything. And
So you'll look at like facts and bull. You'll put it all together.
Exactly.
I feel amazing, and I feel like a lot of the Christians who didn't want to vote for him or didn't want to vote at all because he's not pro-life enough or he's not 100% this.
Wait. Pro-life people didn't vote for him because he wasn't pro-life enough? Stop. What?
They wouldn't vote at all because Jesus wasn't on the ballot. So
Yeah, I've never seen that.
yeah, there's a lot of Christians in my own hometown and just people in the church that, you know, they see politics and they don't really want anything to do with it.
So you believe in the separation of church and state?
I don't think that the church should be on the front lines of the state.
Why?
Because that's what our founders wanted, and that's why they founded our country the way that they did.
Guys, y'all ain't gonna believe this freaking crap. Me and my husband just left the grocery store, walked there with not even 4 bags, and paid over almost $300 and something. Everything has just went up double. Like, what the heck, man? This is getting crazy. We can't even afford groceries anymore. My husband brings home not even $500 a week. And we can't afford this freaking crap. And we went to fill out for freaking food stamps to get help. They denied us. They said he made too much. Off of not even $500 a week. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. We can't even get help. But that's not the point. My husband, he works. And I can't work. This is getting out of control.
Hello guys, now I'm believing that you're doing well wherever you're watching me from. I personally am doing pretty much okay. And you know guys, sometimes we usually expose hate towards a certain group, and without noticing that hate comes back to us. And that's life, that's nature. You try to exhale a certain negative breath. That breath keeps on coming back to you. Now this has happened to MAGA farmers, MAGA supporters, And I just want us to watch some of the videos of them crying, you know, because of the cost of living, the way it has gone high, and things are not working out. And you know, the policies are just crushing them down and down. I want us to watch these videos that I have here for you, and I welcome you here to this platform. I'm your presenter Shadrach. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. Subscribe. May you also share our content if you find it, you know, informative, and also give us a like, man. Let's rock in. And you know, I'll be sharing my commentary later on after this clip, so make sure that you you know, watch this clip to the very end. I'll be sharing my commentary on the same. Let's rock in, my people.
Oh my god, everything's so expensive now. $10.89 for nothing.
$6.15 for a half a pound of Greek hot sweet peppers. What the hell? Is this what you voted for? The highest food cost I've ever seen in my entire life? $9 for some damn pizza sauce. $10 for a small pack of Starbucks coffee. Oh my god. Got a dang sweet treat for the dog. $20. Sweet treat for the dog. Sorry. $20. I guess you're gonna have to just find me stinking, because look at that. Clearance, $8.39. I'm telling you right now, we're going to be paying $100,000 for a loaf of bread before this administration is over. The same administration that told us that on day one energy prices would come down, that the war in the Ukraine would be over, that the price of gas and food and it's all going to be a miracle. And if you go on their Instagram page right now, they're telling you it is a miracle. Only we can see. Our wallets know.
Why does life come with a cover charge? Like, just to leave the house, just to stay home and realize all the shit you're out of? I just crashed out so hard earlier that I lost my voice. Sure, I'll get laundry soap for the 3rd time this week. Why are we doing 17 loads of laundry a day in my house? Because I have 3 teenage sons. Groceries just cost me $300 for a cart that looked like I was prepping for a 2-day prison sentence, okay? It got me nothing. Nothing. Like, you get some meat and vegetables, or you get bread, snacks, and drinks. You're not getting both at that price point. Like, let me start rationing my teen son's food. I'm sure he'll be pleased. I'm gonna disassociate now. My cell phone bill, $300, insurance, $450, and I don't even want to say my car payment, my utilities, and my mortgage out loud. I'd be invoking Satan himself if I did that. Gas, $60 today to fill up my tank. Then my son comes strolling out of the bathroom all casual, like, Ma, I'm gonna need some toothpaste and deodorant. Sir, you better eat a fucking Tic Tac and start hugging some pine trees, because you're breaking me. Meanwhile, the cats are like, meow, meow, we need litter and food. Honestly, y'all are freeloaders with fur. And Christmas is basically knocking on the door already. It's 4 months away? 4 months? Because we're into fall already. So yeah, 4 months. Plus 2 kids' birthdays before then. I just spent $60 on school pictures so I can remember the year my son's hair channeled Betty White. Would wrapping empty Amazon and boxes and selling them as mystery Christmas gifts be frowned upon? Like, could it not come every year? Maybe every 3 years instead. That seems more reasonable to me. At this point, I have side hustles. I'm ready for another. Like, what's being a lady of the night pay these days? I'll sit on a corner with a sign, I've got change for $5. Somebody tell me if that's a W-2 or 1099 situation, and would that bother my husband? Probably.
This is in Tucson, Arizona. Let me know what groceries are like where you are, because I could not believe how much this cost.
What is this? Do you see that price? Do you see this? I didn't get the good burger. I got the cheap crap, and it's still that. How can we eat when these are crappy meat prices? Are you freaking kidding me right now?
We all know that we're going to have to start fighting back soon, right? Because I just spent $100 at Trader Joe's. And let me tell you what I got for $100. Not even enough food to fill the fridge. Not enough food to fill the fridge. Want to see? That's not full. That's not even enough food for the week. That's not a week's worth of groceries, right? I got a salad for lunch today. I got frozen peas. I got cat treats. I got a chimichurri sauce. I got steak tips, the cheapest red meat they had. I got chips. I got ground chicken. I got chicken breast. I got a package of blueberries. I got a package of raspberries. I got a thing of seasoned chickpeas. I got 4 cans of tuna. Just kidding. 3 cans of tuna. 3-pack of bell peppers. I got 1 single cucumber. I got a bag of arugula. I got a single red onion. I got 2 sweet potatoes. I got 5 lemons. And let me tell you, all of that is $103.93. It's not, we can't keep doing this. Like, people cannot keep doing this. We're gonna have to start fighting back. And I know that might be scary. I know that might be, but like, they're just gonna keep raising prices on us until we do something to make them stop. So, you want to chat about it? Talk strategy. Hit me up.
Look at these prices. Do you see prices going down anymore? How can people eat? Look at the inflation. A steak is $21 and they're charging $17.99 a pound. Look at the other prices. The London broil steak, $12. That's outrageous to feed everybody. The inflation isn't going down. $8.49 a pound for steak. And look at this one. A porterhouse is going to run you $21.95, $17.99 a pound. This is out of control. Look how ridiculous this is. These used to be $4.99 a few months ago. Now look at the prices. These prices are ridiculous for these. Look at how ridiculous the prices still haven't dropped for this amount of eggs, liquid eggs. Let's see how many ounces this is. For a pound of liquid eggs, $4.49. And if you want to get a smaller or bigger one, which is 32 ounces, it's $6.99. These prices haven't gone down. It's ridiculous. Though these eggs seem to have gone down, it's still outrageous to charge this much money for people to eat food. It's unbelievable. This is criminal. How could this be a bargain? This is usually $12.99 for how many? It has 26 packs, $13 regularly, now $9.99. This is not a bargain. Look at all these prices. The store brand isn't even better. It's cheaper, but it's still outrageous. Lastly, look at the coffee price in the stores. This isn't a cheap bargain for this chock full of nuts. In my opinion, it should be like $6 for this can. Look at the prices here, $8 for such a little can. It's 10.5 ounces for a can of coffee. Even the store brand is $6.69. This is getting out of control. Did any of you vote for this? I guess you didn't. I think this is my last video. I remember growing up, and I used to go and get these cans of Campbell soup for 33 cents. Look at the price. Though it's not bad, it's still outrageous. Let's go to the other area of the store. And this is ridiculous. $3.99 for this little can. And it gets even crazier when you go down here because they look even smaller. It's $3.59 for this little can of soup. It's out of control. Now let's look at these other prices. I think it's too much money. I think it's absolutely outrageous. And for a little can, even this is so small. It's only 14 ounces, $2.29 for a can. These prices are outrageous.
This is how it went.
Very happy and excited that Trump won. As far as financially, obviously nothing's really changed. We're still under the Biden administration, but I know that it is coming,
And this is how it's going.
so I admit I regret my vote for Donald Trump. I regret it because I needed these changes sooner. I needed the prices to go down sooner. so that I didn't drain out my bank account.
Maggots. Maggots. You all don't listen, do you? When you listen, you don't understand, or neither do you comprehend. When you understand, you don't believe. When you believe, you don't care. When you care, it's because you're personally affected. What a shame. Maggots only regret the consequences of their actions when it hurts them. What a bunch of morons.
All right, I typically try to be a happy-go-lucky, positive person, but I just got out of the grocery store and something's got to be done. Something's got to give. I mean, the price of food in this country is fucking crippling people, crippling and destroying the middle class. And it's all by fucking design. It's all by design. Something needs to be done. We need to vote all these fuckers out. All of them. Absolutely insane. We need to get power back to the people. I don't know what the fix is here, but the price of food in this country, and just standard of living, is out of control. Out of control.
Here go my weekly haul right here. And I got 2 cases of water. That's it. And it was $114. Can you believe this? $114. The prices, grocery prices are outrageous now. And I got this at a name brand store. The other store I was going to was closed today.
I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. What is that? There's 8 patties. This is not how it used to be. Like, you used to be actually buying a big bunch of meat when you get this. What is that?
I just spent $400 at Walmart on a big grocery order and some cleaning supplies. I don't feel like it's $400 worth of stuff, though. Why don't you guys tell me what you think? I think I used to be a Albertsons and Target kind of girly, and now I'm a Walmart girly, and I haven't done a big grocery haul in months because $400. I know you guys feel me. I know you do. What is happening? Anyways, let's go see what I got for $400. Here is what we got for $400. Notice there's not a lot of fruits and veggies because we're growing a lot right now, so I'm pulling a lot of that from the garden. And I did get a lot of special treats that I normally don't get because it's pumpkin season and I'm really excited about it. Really excited about it. I also got more out of the freezer section than I normally do. I have a toddler, so having quick, fairly ready to eat foods is kind of essential when he's screaming at me because I have to cook something for him. Here is the cleaning supplies, some stain remover. We have 5 dogs, so we don't have carpet, but I do have some rugs, and the stairs are carpet.
Hello, welcome back again. And as I was watching these people on camera who voted for a candidate because they were promised prosperity, and now they're seeing them quietly desperate and frustrated or angry. Now, this is one of those moments that cuts through political slogans. There's a real human pain behind the line items in policy debates. Before even Trump got into power, he promised to fix their problems. Trump promised to make America great. But ever since Trump got into power, I've seen an opposite of what he outlined in his policies. Of course, some of which were good for MAGA supporters, and that is America first. And you know, if you place America first, that means you're being selfish. And you being selfish, that means you're going to lack, because uh, we need each other in one way or another. We really need each other. But I think this didn't, you know, get to the minds of, you know, Trump supporters, and also didn't come to the thoughts of Mr. Donald. He really thought that he was trying to help America and fix it, yet he was bringing a lot of problem to American citizen. And you know what is so painful is the moral irony. You know, many people in these clips voted for tough immigration enforcement and, you know, trade stances that were billed as protecting American jobs. Yet the policies they supported contributed to labor shortages, and also, you know, market shocks that now cost now that it is so much costly. It is costing them, it is costing farmers, it is costing, you know, their stalls. There is no food. There can never be food in those stalls if farmers are not working. And how will farmers work without the laborers? And the laborers that are supposed to be there, Trump has chased them away. Now tell me, how is he going to fix America with such kind of, you know, policies and slogans? And also one concrete piece of that picture, you know, is enforcement after the 2024 election. Those policies that Trump has, you know, put in place for America. One thing that you need to note is that agriculture is uniquely vulnerable here because US farms rely heavily on immigrant labor. This one for sure, because most of the people who work in those farms, they are not the Native Americans, but they are immigrants. They are, you know, imported workforce. And so when you chase away this workforce, how do you expect, you know, yields? Because those crops needs to be cultivated. The lands need to be cultivated. You need also to, you know, cashew seeds. You also need, you know, to prune some of the weeds on the farm. And it's very hectic, by the way, to do farming. It's one of the toughest job that you'll ever find here. You know, just working so hard and making sure that that seed grows to something of a substance, something that, you know, can feed an entire nation. It's quite hard. You can really see the work and, you know, the mechanism in behind all that. But this is one of I would say one of the efforts that maybe many people don't recognize. They don't see the efforts that these people do make so that America can be great in terms of food, so that America can be great in terms of economy, because this is what is backing the economy, man. This is what is backing them. Guys, you can also see the immediate operational consequences in industries like meat packing and processing, because companies and towns have, you know, reported an acute staffing problems, you know, when parole and work permit programs were restricted or ended. And this disrupted, you know, production, because it's one of these things that helps, you know, industries produce, industries, you know, to get wages for the workers. But how will they manage to do all this if they are, interfered with. And also listening to this, or MAGA farmers, listening to their speech, you can sense and also hear a profound sense of betrayal from Mr. Donald, because they believed in him. They believed that he was going to support them. He was going to stand for the principles that, govern their country. He believed that he was going to, they believed, not he believed, of course. They believed that he was going, to work in order for the benefits of the white farmers and, the MAGA supporters in general. But it didn't end this way. And when such promises are made and they are, or they backfire later on, it brings some, distrust to the people, because they really, counted on this government, but right now it's messing them up. I will not blame Mr. Donald Trump. I will blame the people who put him there. You can really tell that black people are not complaining. You can really tell that, because even in these videos, you will never see any black, complaining, saying a lot of, things about it, because men, they've been through all this, and so they know this book to the very end cover. They know even what's written in the, in the end cover of this book. So this is nothing new to them, and that's why they are so quiet, because they are used, to ranting all out here. They are used to crying for government, for systems to be, equal, for systems to support them, for system, to work in favor, of every person as a human. But this has not been happening. It is only happening, in favor. It is only, in the favor of the white people, because most of these systems, they support white supremacist ideas. That's why blacks will, will continue most of the time to experience a lot of, struggles. If you see a black person, driving this nice Ferrari, Lamborghini, you should respect that guy, because for him, especially him being a black person and being in a position to work in a system that is always against him, to a point of getting a Lamborghini, man, he's worked so hard. He's worked so hard. You need to give a lot of respect to that guy. And also looking into these videos, you can also see that it exposes how local social safety nets are free. When stores close and taxes shrink because agriculture and related industries are depressed, people, towns lose, schools lose, and also clinics also, and also other services lose a lot. And this also affects the economy of the nation. I believe America is not where it was maybe when people like Barack Obama were, in power. If you look at that time and right now, it's never the same. And reason being such kind of things, because this also brings scarcity. And when there is scarcity, it will also bring inflation. And inflation is the very biggest, challenge, or I would call an enemy of the economy of any given country. And guys, that you can also hear the invocation of fairness in the footages that I've just shared here. People are demanding something to be done, but not always asking the right questions. The right question isn't, who do we dodge blame to? No, it's not that way. It's it's understanding what practical changes will bring back steady work and real and reliable incomes for these families that are affected. These are the solutions that people should be looking into. These are the questions that people should be asking themselves. Of course, practical solutions exist, and they are very visible. A sensible path would pair enforcement with reform clear, and also humane legal pathways for essential workers. But the trade angle needs practical repair. Tariffs and trade conflicts can be used as political theater, but the fallout falls unevenly and in different grounds. So farmers who lost foreign markets, they've seen the real cash flow shocks. Farmers who have seen their farms without workers, without laborers, they know the impact of having a farm full of food and no harvesters. So that means that food is going to rot inside there. And like I always say, that people should not learn from just experience. No, people should learn from analyzed experiences, because it's out of analyzing that you get to find the problems and solutions to that circumstance. And this reminds you, next time when you get to that point, you'll not fall again, because you'll be very keen, because you analyzed it. You knew where the problem was. You knew where the rain started beating you after analyzing. So I believe this is an experience for white people, and not all white. Of course, there are some who voted for Kamala Harris, but I would say for those supporters that wanted Trump just because of color, or someone who represents their skin texture, they have a lesson right now, and I really love it this way, so that next time. And I am really hoping that they are having a pen and a notebook to note down everything, so that next time such a problem or such a mistake will never be repeated again. These are my honest remarks about this. I don't know what you think about it, but please let me know also about your thoughts. Let me also look into the specs of let me also look into your specs on how you look in onto this matter that we've just presented here. Share your thoughts, share your comments, and also like our videos. And if you've not yet subscribed to our channel, please don't leave without subscribing. It's very free, and it's one of the best things that you do, because this video is going to be promoted, and MAGA farmers are going to see it, and they're going to learn from it, so that next time they're not going to make such a mistake. So don't forget just to like and share the content. I want it to reach many people as possible. I'm hoping to see you in my next video, but until then, please keep safe, support our brother, support our sister. We only preach about love here. We only preach about the gospel of humanity, and humanity is caring, humanity is loving, humanity is also supporting each other. Goodbye, my people.